welcome to Build the Future Academy. Today we are going to discuss the business cycle under the economics. So under the business cycle we have the policies that are used by government in order to smooth the economy or to achieve economic growth and development. So fiscal policy is one of those policies. Actually we have two policies: we have fiscal policy and we have monetary policy, but in this tutorial I'm going to cover only the fiscal policy. So the fiscal policy, it is the policy that is based on the theory of Keynesian, one of the economists that believe that we need government intervention in the economy. So whenever the economy is experiencing the recession, or whenever the economic activities are higher, government can use these two tools of fiscal policy, of which is taxation and as well as government spending. So these are the tools that are used under the fiscal policy by government: taxation and government spending. So now in this video we are going to discuss on how government can use these tools in order to achieve economic growth, or else to decrease the economic activities in order to control the inflation. Alright, let's start with the taxation. Okay, first we are going to assume that if government want to introduce the expansionary, the introduction of the intro of expansion, okay, or expansionary. Okay, so let's assume government want to use taxation and government spending in order to increase the economic activities. Increase economic activities. Alright, I'm sorry about my handwriting, but I'm hoping that you'll listen on what I'm saying, and then you are going to see what is written. Alright, so now let us say government want to use the taxation. If government want to introduce the expansion, government will drop the taxation. When government drop the taxation, what will happen? The disposable income, it will lead to a disposable income to increase. Alright, when the disposable income increase, people will demand more goods and services. More goods and services, meaning the aggregate demand or the total demand will increase, leading to the output or production to increase. When the output increase or the production increase, it will lead us to the higher employment or higher economic growth, and then after that the standard of living of people will improve. So in the long run, if people keep on demanding goods and services, what will happen to the price level? The price level will increase. Causing the inflation. Alright, then let us look at the second one. Second tools that can be used by government to achieve or to increase economic activities. Alright, government spending. So in this case, if government want to increase economic activities or want to introduce the expansionary phase, government can increase government spending. When the government spending increase, the national income will increase, meaning the national income will increase. In this case. When the national income increase, it will lead to a higher aggregate demand and a higher output or higher production, and then in the long run it will cause the price level to increase and causing inflation in the long run. Alright, so this will happen only if the government want to increase economic activities, or if government sees that there is no activity, or there's lower activities in the economy, there's less money in the circulation, people, they don't have enough money, so government can decrease the taxation in order people can have more disposable income so that they can spend more on goods and services. Mind you, these policies, fiscal and monetary policies, they are based on the demand side approach. They believe that if we increase the demand, it will lead us into the economic growth or economic development. So the aim here is to increase the demand. So we want to increase the demand, and then the demand, it will lead us to a higher economic growth and higher economic development. Now let us now change our let's now change our situation whereby government want to decrease economic activities. When government want to decrease economic activity, what will happen? Government want to decrease economic activities. Sorry, government want to decrease economic activities. Decrease economic activities. All right. So when government want to decrease economic activities, we call this a contraction, meaning this is the introduction of the contractionary phase. The intro of contractionary phase. The intro of contractionary phase. Or contractionary phase or construction phase. Okay, so when government introduced the constructional phase, meaning government want to decrease the economic activities because government feels that people, they have more money, more income, and then they are spending more on goods and services, and that one is causing inflation. Now government want to decrease the inflation. Mind you that especially here in South Africa, we have inflation target whereby government says the inflation can deviate from 3% to 6%. So how can government use these two tools, of which is the taxation and government spending, in order to decrease economic activities or introduce the construction phase? Right, so it's going to be the vice versa of the expansionary phase. Government will use taxation, meaning government can increase taxation in this case in order to discourage people from demanding more goods and services. What will happen to the disposable income? The disposable income will drop in this case because the money that will be left, or net income for the citizen or the households, it will be less, meaning they are going to spend less on on goods and services, or they are going to or their consumption spending is going to decrease, meaning the aggregate demand or the total demand will decrease, which will lead to an output to go down and the price level to go down, meaning the inflation rate in this case, the inflation in this case will decrease. Alright, now let's look at the government spending. Government spending. When government want to decrease economic activities or government want to introduce the constructionary phase, government can decrease government spending, whereby the national income will go down, and then the aggregate demand will also go down, and then the output will also go down, and then the price level will also go down in the long run, meaning it will lead us into a decrease in the inflation. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. In the next video, we are going to discuss the monetary policy and its tools. Thank you so much.